conditions arrive for the first weekend of February. We're on your side with what you can expect as you head out the door and the best day to get out there and have some fun in the sun or outdoor work at home. Plus, it's almost Groundhog Day. We're headed to the Birmingham Zoo where they're preparing a special friend for the big day.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
Welcome in, everyone. It is time for First Alert Weather Extra. This is our weather show, Monday through Friday, where we talk about weather and give you a little extra. I'm meteorologist Tania Michelle, and I'm super excited to have you all joining me today. It's just me. Let's have some fun. But before we do anything else, we need to talk about the next big thing. Let's take it over to our graphics. Here's a quick look at the holiday countdown. I say this is part of the next big thing. We've got a lot to look forward to in the month of February. January came and gone. We are 2 days away until February 2nd. That brings us into Groundhog Day, 14 days away until Valentine's Day, and 17 until President's Day, February the 17th. But here's what's next. We have a few showers still continuing across the area tonight. A little breezy out there too. Dry and mild for the weekend. Highs in the 70s early next week and continuing into the middle of the week. But that's when we see rain returning for our area. So lots to talk about. Let's start with what's happening right now. We're seeing showers crossing I-65 and yes, some heavy rain. There were reports of some hail. I tried to find some pictures. There were reports of hail in Marion County. So just wanted to mention that there could still be some very small sized hail coming from these few showers moving across the area. Temperatures dropping to the east, upper 40s in Calhoun County, Anniston, low 60s in Pickens, 54 degrees in Coleman and in Jasper County, or in Jasper, Walker County, where they are seeing more of that heavy rainfall at the moment. Winds, mentioned breezy, mainly breezy for areas west of I-65, sustained up to 10 miles per hour, and that's also the area that is seeing those wind gusts up to about 20. So expect breezy conditions to continue. If you have any evening plans, I highly suggest still having that umbrella on standby. You may not need it. If you're south of I-20, you'll likely be dry for the rest of the night. Low 50s just around and really continuing into the 10 o'clock hour, and winds will be a lot lighter later on tonight too. But as we talked about the next big thing, I just wanted to show you it's really the leftover rain that we're seeing that could drop some more small hail, but we'll see these showers out of our area by about 9 p.m. this evening. Dry conditions as we bring in late Friday night and for the weekend. As far as what you can expect beyond that, well, we're still tracking some increasing rain chances into middle of next week. Take a quick look at that rain chance coverage. You'll see that 20% is finally back by next Wednesday. Stay with us, though. I'll be showing that full 7-day forecast coming up here in just a bit on First Alert Weather Extra. But as we prepare for Groundhog's Day and maybe an early spring or a longer winter, meteorologist Megan Thomas visits the Birmingham Zoo where they're going to be preparing a special friend for the big day on Sunday.
So Groundhog Day is on Sunday, so I needed to come to the Birmingham Zoo because Birmingham Bill is sleeping this year, and we're going to be talking to Birmingham Jill, and who's going to tell us all about that is my friend Becky. She is a manager here at the zoo, and hello, Birmingham Jill. So the event is this Sunday where Jill either sees her shadow or doesn't. So tell me a little bit about Jill and what she is and how this all came to be without a groundhog.
Yeah, so we do have a groundhog here as an ambassador animal, but they are true hibernators, which means that they sleep. So our bears actually go through torpor, which isn't a true hibernation. So groundhogs and bats go through, like, they're asleep. You can't really wake them up. And the whole kind of lore behind Groundhog's Day is that in Europe they use hedgehogs. And when people moved here to America, they didn't have hedgehogs, so they used groundhogs. They just kind of picked an animal. And we decided, since we're here in Alabama, we're going to pick a Virginia opossum, of course, to do our prediction.
I love it. And this is so interesting. You said possums and opossums are different.
Yeah, so we have Virginia opossums here in Alabama. People call them possums as kind of a nickname, but it's a different species in Australia.
Very interesting. Okay, so we know if Jill sees her shadow, that'll mean a longer winter.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get an early spring. What are your predictions?
I'm not sure, but in the 7 years that we've done this, we've never gotten a prediction wrong. Not everybody's always happy with our prediction, but we're always right.
Okay, so you're saying that Birmingham Jill is gonna get it right this year, and boy, is she cute! Oh my goodness! And tell me a little bit about the opossum breed itself.
Yeah, so here at the zoo, we love opossums. Opossums are awesome. They are truly the cleanup crew of the ecosystem. They are opportunistic omnivores with their 50 teeth. And they're eating anything kind of bad in the environment that other animals don't want to eat. So they're really doing a service, cleaning up our environment.
I love it. It's going to be such a good time. So it's Sunday. Tell me the time and if people can get tickets and all that sort of stuff that people can come to the Birmingham Zoo.
Yeah, we're calling it Winter Wake Up, Groundhog's Day with a twist. It's free with zoo admission. It's at 10 o'clock right here in the plaza. So if people want to meet us here at 10 o'clock, they can come see the big prediction.
I'm really interested to see what happens because as a meteorologist and like we were watching on Weather Extra, we've talking about it. It's going to be a beautiful day. We'll be in the low 70s on Sunday and it'll be good sunshine. So we wonder if Jill is going to see your shadow. I'll send it to you guys back in the studio.
Aw, opossum, learned something there. Well, thanks, Megan. And we're not the only ones doing things a little differently this Groundhog's Day. Milwaukee goats at the Milwaukee Zoo will be doing the honors of handling the prediction duties. At this point, every animal is forecasting the weather. They all want a piece of the pie. The Nigerian dwarf goats will run into the yard to decide whether winter will be longer or we'll have an early spring. But I got to give you that Groundhog Day forecast because, listen, yes, we know it's Groundhog Day, but I want you to know what you can expect for your day, right? Sunday, not much to say about it. Take a look behind me. Lots of sunshine, afternoon temperatures warming into the low 70s. By 4 o'clock, we're talking about upper 60s. Beautiful day to get outdoors, soak up some sun, and you know, whether it's an early spring or not, you can enjoy that spring-like day that we'll have this upcoming Sunday on February the 2nd. But as the first of the nation prepares for Sunday, or the rest of the nation, NOAA has gathered a list of the top groundhogs who get the forecast right most often. Jeremy Roth has a special report in today's Take a Look at This.
Just in time for Groundhog Day, the weirdest of weather predicting traditions, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has released a ranking of their top most accurate weather groundhogs, and the results may shock you. NOAA ranked the weather predicting accuracies of a total of 19 still working meteorological mascots with seer of seer careers of at least 20 years. Here are your top 5. Number 5 and 4 are actually a tie at 65% accuracy between Gertie the groundhog at Illinois' Wildlife Prairie Park and West Virginia's Concord Charlie, who's never actually been seen by the public and is listed as, quote, presumed groundhog. Seems legit. We are off to a great start. Number 3 with a 75% accuracy is Lander Lil, a groundhog statue in Wyoming that doesn't even see a shadow, it simply casts one. It's science, people. Coming in at number 2 from Georgia, and with the most Georgia name ever, is General Beauregard Lee, who clocks in at 80% accurate, bless his heart. And finally, NOAA's top-ranked weather groundhog is New York's own Staten Island Chuck. With a whopping 85% accuracy, you might be wondering, hey, how's this jowly jabroni do it? Oh, you know what? Forget about it. What you should be wondering is where's Punxsutawney Phil, America's most famous woolly weather predictor? Sadly, Phil barely cracked the list at number 17 with a dismal accuracy of only 35%. Gobbler's Knob's hobnobbing celebrity may have friends in high places, but when it comes to weather, all due respect, it seems he doesn't know his bristly butt from the hole in the ground where he lives. Oh well, he always has his acting career. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, coming up in 30 seconds, we're going to talk about the beautiful conditions for your weekend and bring the latest on a new initiative from Alabama Power to help with energy costs. We'll be right back. Welcome back in, everyone. It's time for First Alert Weather Extra and a look at your weekend. Overnight lows tonight staying far above freezing. We're seeing temperatures down into the 40s, so not bad. You may want a light sweater or jacket if you have any late night plans or early morning plans, but your weekend looks great. Let me show you your Saturday and your Sunday. This is our weekend outlook showing low 60s Saturday afternoon, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, meaning that we'll start off the day with more clouds, but we'll see a decrease in clouds as we continue throughout your Saturday afternoon. And then we bring in Sunday with mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s, and lighter winds for both days of the weekend. I say beautiful outdoor weather, so why not take the time this weekend to actually put some work into your yard? I know I'm putting you to work for the weekend. We're giving you the green light to do any yard work, even wash your car throughout the week and really into middle of next week. Maybe a few showers by middle of next week on Wednesday, but this is the perfect time to clean those vehicles so that you can get a long period of enjoying a clean yard, a clean car. It's a win-win, right? All right, so that's a look at your weekend forecast, but financial help is actually on the way for those of you with high energy bills after several days of the below freezing temperatures. The Alabama Business Charitable Trust is now accepting applications from folks struggling to pay their energy bill after a very cold January. Applicants need to be at or below 250% of federal poverty guidelines. The money can be used to help pay for gas, electric, wood, and propane costs. You also must live in a county that was listed in either of the governor's emergency declarations.
Well, these cold temperatures are going to make people use more energy to warm their homes, and not only to stay warm and comfortable, but for safety purposes, because it can get cold and that could bring a danger to our customers and to the people of the state of Alabama. So it was important to have these funds available to customers that might be facing financial hardship because of that increased energy use.
And we have all the information on how to apply right now on the WBRC News app. Well, taking you across the country now to Hawaii, where a powerful storm just yesterday brought severe damage across the state. Check out this video of emergency crews responding to trees on busy roads in Honolulu. Flash flooding, damaging wind gusts, and blizzard-like conditions on the high mountain peaks were the biggest threats. Some areas seeing winds up to 64 miles per hour. At the height of yesterday's storms, nearly 50,000 people were without power. And over on the West Coast, an atmospheric river gearing up to bring heavy rain across Northern California and parts of the Pacific Northwest. Nearly 6 inches of rain is possible, which is good for this area, with feet of snow likely from Sierra Nevada into Cascades. This system being called the Pineapple Express because the air mass is moving in from Hawaii. And as we continue to talk about the cleanup of the California wildfires, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers are ready to begin debris cleanup. Tom Waite has the latest on the recovery process from officials.
A column of utility crews at work around the clock in the fire-ravaged Palisades. Fire victims are continuing the grim return to their neighborhoods, now unrecognizable, processing loss and trying to figure out what's next.
To tell you the truth, we don't know. So we're not sure what we're going to do.
Kevin Hillier and his wife Tracy are making their second trip back to where their house once stood.
We're pretty motivated people, and you'll find that a lot in the Palisades, that people are very good at moving forward, and you'll definitely see that. Our bigger concern now is housing in the LA market.
As fire victims like the Hilliers plan their next move, they will reach a crossroads. What to do when the EPA finishes removing hazardous waste and it's time to get rid of the rest of the debris. Homeowners will be given two options: hire their own contractor to remove debris on their own, or allow the Army Corps of Engineers to do it. The Corps will bill the homeowner's insurance and not charge for anything not covered.
Once a crew shows up to a property, depending on the complexity of that site, it could take 2 to 10 days to clear the debris from that site. And we certainly expect to be, done this whole process in less than a year. It just really depends on, how fast we get the rights of entry.
The Army Corps is no stranger to disaster recovery. In 2017, after the devastating North Bay and Wine Country fires burned more than 5,600 structures, the Army Corps was brought in to clear debris. At the time, it was the worst fire disaster in state history. The Corps was put in charge of $1.3 billion in cleanup contracts. And almost from the outset, the Army Corps faced a torrent of complaints. 1,000 homeowners say the contractors the Corps hired damaged or removed perfectly fine foundations, retaining walls, sidewalks, driveways, and other infrastructure. Those contractors were paid by the ton, so the more they hauled away, the more money they made. We raised the issue of what happened in the aftermath of the fires in Sonoma County and the North Bay with Congressman Brad Sherman, who represents the Palisades.
The first thing I do is I call the relevant colonel of the Army Corps of Engineers and say that we have to design these contracts so there isn't a perverse incentive to take more than is necessary. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, and I will bring it. I'm sure they've thought of it, but I want to make sure that there's no perverse incentive in these contracts.
Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about the rain chances for next week, and we're going to share some of your weather photos that you sent in to the First Alert Weather app. We'll be right back with more First Alert Weather Extra. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave me just yet. I'll see you right here after the break. Time for weather not every 6 minutes. This is Weather Extra. We're not doing weather every 6 minutes. I'm so sorry. We are looking at that super 7-day forecast, though. As you can see behind me, not too bad. The weekend looks great. Next week, maybe a few showers here nor there. But as we bring in your Saturday, we're actually going to see dry conditions, a cooler start to the day, low 40s 40s, I should say, but we bring in your Friday evening tonight with temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Overnight, though, again, dropping into the 40s early Saturday. Decreasing clouds throughout your Saturday, starting off with partly cloudy skies. We bring in Saturday lunchtime with temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s, and we'll likely see afternoon highs tomorrow reaching the low to mid 60s. By 6 o'clock Saturday, mostly clear, nice skies. Temperatures not too bad, staying far above freezing, but we will see another cool start to your early Sunday morning. Groundhog Day, low 40s. I can show you better than I can tell you. The one thing to note is that we're tracking mostly sunny to sunny skies throughout your Sunday. Beautiful day to be outdoors. I can't stress that enough. Enjoy these warm conditions because you know how Alabama is. Things can change in a heartbeat, and we'll likely see another cold blast pretty soon. As we look at Groundhog Day, though, we're tracking temperatures right around lunchtime into the low 60s, but again, the afternoon high late Sunday afternoon will reach upper 60s, low 70s. A cooler start early Monday morning, again back down into the low 40s, but a beautiful afternoon with afternoon highs in the 70s, maybe a few spots upper 60s, but most areas can expect lots of sunshine to kick off next week. Tuesday looks great too. There could be a stray shower. I'm seeing some hints from different model runs. I just indicated that 20% chance to let you know that it doesn't look like a completely dry day, but next Tuesday doesn't look like a washout. I do think the afternoon will still be really nice with temperatures in the low 70s. We bring in Wednesday, and that's when I start to see a better chance for some rain in the forecast, tracking a few showers on and off throughout your Wednesday, more scattered to isolated than anything, but we could actually see some more rain by the time we reach next Thursday and Friday of the week. So this is bringing us into your Thursday morning, a better chance for more widespread coverage Thursday evening, and maybe a few showers into your early Friday. So I indicated that 30 to 40% chance and giving you that first alert. Overnight temps, though, not bad next week. We're talking far above average, mid to upper 50s for the early morning hours for your Wednesday and your Thursday. A little bit cooler into next Friday just from all the clouds and the wet weather that could be around, upper 60s next Friday. But the big question is, how do we look beyond the 7-day? Well, as far as temperatures, not much is changing as we bring in at least the middle of the month of February. This is showing us our temperature outlook February 8th through February the 14th. And some parts of the U.S. dealing with below average conditions. That does not include us here across the southeast. We'll still be enjoying above average temperatures. As far as precipitation, though, take a look. Much of the U.S. really similar on one accord, I should say. Precipitation, I should say, above average February 8th through February the 14th, and that includes us right here across central Alabama. So more active weather pattern sticking around? Probably yes. Will we stay pretty warm for much of this month, at least through the middle of the month? Likely, yes. As I look here and show you beyond the 7-day, our next chances for rain, this brings us into the end of next week, Thursday, February the 6th. I mentioned a few showers already. We bring in February the 7th and 8th, still seeing some passing clouds, maybe some wet weather in the mix there, but we could see some rain returning for us by Super Bowl night. That's Sunday, February the 9th, 9 p.m. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. We're definitely not seeing a complete washout or a stormy pattern just yet. And I hate to say it, but February the 14th is now trying to hint at some showers, and it was showing dry conditions. So keep in tune with us and keep checking in because as you see, the forecast is constantly changing and evolving as we move with time. So here on First Weather Extra, you know, we love cooking up a storm, and as we mix weather and food, what about the science behind the flavor you taste when you eat? Dan Smith shows how one reaction can release a lot of flavor in the kitchen in your moment of science. Making me hungry.
From tailgaters to world-class chefs, it's something that anyone who's ever cooked, grilled, or fried can thank for giving food that extra kick. This week, we're exploring the Maillard reaction. No, not Mallard, extra I. Yeah, thank you. Way back in 1912, Louis Maillard published a paper on how sugars and amino acids react when you raise the temperature. The reaction itself has been known for centuries. Golden brown bread, roasted peanuts, seared steak, and if you want to grab a bite to eat already, I wouldn't blame you. Here's as basic a description as we can muster. The natural sugars and amino acids in a given food combine, rearrange, and break into smaller bits. Those react with each other, and it keeps going until you end up with a variety of delectable molecular compounds combos, some of which reflect light to make it look brown. Heat is the big player here, with your optimal temperature between 280 and 330 Fahrenheit, which is also why a lot of oven recipes call for at least 350 or higher. Since water boils around 212, it also explains why it's tougher to brown foods compared to baking or frying. That heat unleashes a cavalcade of flavors: furanones for that fresh baked bread taste, purols for nutty notes in roasted coffee, thiophene for meat. It all comes down to the same basic and yet still complicated process. Foods with higher acidity will also react faster, so don't let the grill or stovetop run away from you. It's not always obvious either. Aging champagne and drying fruit undergo that Maillard reaction as well. You might be wondering why I haven't mentioned things like caramel or onions or caramelized onions yet. Caramelization itself involves breaking down sugars for sweeter notes, and Maillard breaks down more amino acids to savor the flavor, though some foods have both happen at the same time. There's also dextrinization to break down starches even further, with toast being the best example. The Maillard reaction is not just a kitchen concoction either. Certain types of cataracts and even spray tans go through it, as well as preserving some bodies for thousands of years in peat bogs, but it doesn't make for good dinner table talk. Even though we've been cooking food for hundreds of thousands of years, it's still a lot of chemistry that we've yet to figure out, and you can always contribute to the cause one meal at a time. For this week's Moment of Science, I'm Dan Smith.
And it's time to look at your awesome pictures. This one sent in by Amy Worthington in Birmingham. It looks like a sunset. Larry Mitchell showing the fog in Argo. That's pretty cool. I like how you can see, either the moon in the background and the trees. And then this one is a beautiful picture sent in from Kristen Truitt out in Northport. That's Tuscaloosa County. And I love this. We're taking a trip to Lincoln, Tennessee. Norma Bryan showing the sky and the clouds, and you can kind of see the sun behind the clouds. Beautiful capture there. You know, we always love to share your weather photos. If you have any pictures that you want to send in, please send them in to the WBRC First Alert Weather app. Thanks for joining us here on First Alert Weather Extra. We have some time to look at that 10-day forecast one more time, so let's look at it. This weekend looks great. Schedule some time to get outdoors, soak up some sunshine, take your kids to the park, go to church, take an evening stroll. Afternoon highs Saturday in the low 60s, low 70s Sunday, and we will see some rain returning for our area by mid to late next week. We'll have more forecast updates for you tonight, first at 9. I'll catch you guys back later. Have a good evening.